Hello, and welcome to Tech Talk, y'all, episode 406. I'm Sanjay Parekh.
And I'm Adam Walker, and we have a lot for you today, and a lot about AI. It feels like AI news spikes and then it goes down, and then it spikes and then it goes down. And we're on the spike right now. It is very serious. So
yes,
a lot of AI coming at you today.
It is quite a bit. And I think it's also the amount of stories that we have seems to go up and down. Like last week, I think we were a light week, and now this week it's a heavy week. So
it's
I
crazy.
guess we have synchronized our schedules to the AI news spikes as well.
Yeah, it's gonna be great. It's gonna be. Well, let's dive in. The first one's all for your company, man. Your favorite.
Yeah. So first up, Claude's cyber shadow inside Anthropic's claim of AI-driven espionage and rising doubts. So Anthropic Claude claimed that they had stopped the first ever AI-based hacking attempt. So from a Chinese hacking gang that was using Claude to basically automate 90% or so of their hacking attempt.
Right.
Which apparently they were successful in certain places. But now there's other people saying I don't think that's what happened here. So there is some doubt in terms of was this actually used or how much it was used for these hacking attempts. So that said, I think we are getting closer to things like this where there's automated searching and scanning and whatnot of vulnerabilities and things like that. So I think
there's been that for years, though. I mean, where there's just, people just have kind of these bots going out searching for vulnerabilities and then exploiting those vulnerabilities. I've managed sites where it's there's obviously a hack, but nothing was really done.
Right.
And so it's we got hacked. Okay, let me fix the hack, but nothing really happened. So it must have been an automated thing.
Or you think nothing happened.
Well, that's true too. That's a good
And
point.
what's funny is that this kind of stuff has been going on basically since the beginning of the internet, right? Like back in the day, you would talk about script kiddies. So people that had no idea what they were doing hacking, they were basically just using scripts written by other people to hack into things. They actually had no skill of their own, and they were doing things like this. And I think this is just the evolution of script kiddies, basically. Look, let me try to use AI to hack into things. I think there's still going to be this layer of expertise of people that are going to hack manually because they actually understand the inner workings, the internals of some of these things, and they're able to leverage them to do exploits that AI honestly is not going to be able to do necessarily.
Right. More about Anthropic. Anthropic details how it measures Claude's wokeness. So apparently it's trying to make sure that Claude gives a balanced political perspective. But before we dig into that, I thought it might be helpful for us to define wokeness. And our buddy Mickey has a blog post about this, and it's actually about his values. And one of the values that he personally has is actually wokeness. And what's hilarious about this blog post is that he actually used Ron DeSantis administration's definition of wokeness and said, yes, this is what I believe. This is one of my values. So the DeSantis administration definition of wokeness is the belief there are systemic injustices in American society and the need to address them. Yes, I'm all for that. I'll raise my hand. But yes, let's do that. Let's fix that. That's great.
Yes, I definitely believe there are those, and we should fix them.
And we should fix them. Absolutely. Yes. So I guess Anthropic will be fixing less of them in the near future based on this. I guess they're.
Yeah, I don't think this is what their definition.
No, they're talking about
is.
Political correctness is really what they're
saying.
Right.
Well, or political leanings.
Yes,
not even correctness. It's leanings. Is it going one way or another? And look, honestly, a tool of any kind like this, should not have a political bent.
Agreed.
Either way, it should be fact-based. It should be science-based, fact-based, evidence-based, based on all the things that are true. And if you wanted to give you philosophical things dude, it's a machine.
It can, but just know that it should hedge its bets a bit, right, when it gives you that, right?
This is not going to see your clergy and asking for spiritual advice.
You're not talking to Kierkegaard here, okay? That's not what you're doing. So
Exactly. So, yeah, we'll see how this goes.
Yeah.
But yeah, it is.
It's interesting. Yeah.
Something else that is not now what it is that it was. OpenAI. OpenAI says it's fixed ChatGPT's. Yeah, I got wrapped up in there. ChatGPT's M- problem. So you've seen it all over the place. It's a great watermark to know when somebody has used ChatGPT because of its prolific use of the M-.
Yes.
But now apparently, so before you could tell it not to use the M- and it'd be like, yeah, I'm still going to use it.
It would still it would use it less, I think, but it would still use it. Yeah.
Yeah. So now it won't use it.
I'll say this. Number one, ChatGPT writes better than 95% of people. So when I see the M-, I'm like, at least it's well written, because most people are really terrible at communicating. So that's the first. The other thing is, I kind of think the M- actually adds a good deal of clarity to writing. Like now that I've seen it so much, I kind of love it. So I don't know. I kind of want to insert it myself into some of my own.
So I've often, and for a very, very long time, well before AI, have used dashes. Like I will use dashes to kind of separate out clauses or whatever. Really?
Never. Huh. Never. Yeah. No, but I kind of love it now. So
I still also do 2 spaces after a period in between.
That's sentences. Weird. You're weird for that.
No, it's not weird.
Yeah, you're weird.
That's
carriage returns and double spaces. You're a typewriter guy. Whatever. Typewriter.
And then also, it's Oxford comma is approved.
Like I do like the Oxford comma. I'm not gonna lie. I'm good with that.
Not having the comma before the end is just weird.
The double space is just too much. So, all right. Speaking of too much, LinkedIn is making it easier to search for people with AI. So you can be like, hey, I want a Georgia Tech graduate. I'm looking for a Georgia Tech graduate that graduated in whatever year and majored in this particular area and was a part of this club. And it'll help you find those, I guess, for people like maybe when you don't remember their names, I guess that's what this is for.
Or you're looking for like a general grouping of people and it's kind of nebulous.
Yeah,
fair. I kind of like this, but I went searching for how to do it on LinkedIn site and I couldn't figure out where to do this.
I don't know if it's site was confusing. I am so surprised that you had trouble navigating a Microsoft product. Oh my goodness. What a shock that is.
Adam has turned into a bot. It's just reciting his frustrations.
Microsoft.
It's funny. I was thinking about this as I was trying to find where this AI thing was, is that nobody really talks about how LinkedIn is actually really a big, giant paywall site, because you can't look at any of the content on the site unless you are logged in. Yeah. And then they can track you on the site and show other people that you've looked at their profiles and, like all of this stuff. Like there's no way to look at anything there. And I've never really thought about that, but I don't know if I like that, but
yeah, it's annoying.
I mean, we've all kind of bought in at this point. So
yeah, I mean, it's one of the best of the worst. Like, it is what it is.
It is. Yeah. Talking about something that could be the best and the worst. Exclusive. Maryland taps AI for housing and government benefits. This feels like it could be almost like the lottery, right? Like you could go in there and be like, you win, you get $1 million worth of housing, right?
Yeah.
Like, because it just hallucinated that you, for some reason, should get that. So could turn out well.
I really like that for somebody that messes with it. Like I feel like that could be really helpful for them. So
it's like, what it's like? It's like those stories that we talked about a long, long time ago, where people would make those license plates that would try to do kind of vulnerabilities in databases through optical character recognition of license plate numbers.
Yeah.
Like you should try to do that with Maryland. Like change your name to something that does an injection into the AI to be able to maximize your benefits. Now, I'm not saying you should try to rip off the government but it would be kind of funny.
But it'd be funny. We think it'd be funny. We would talk about it. It'd be entertaining.
We would talk about it here on Tech Talk, y'all.
All right, another AI tool that you're not going to use. Mozilla announced an AI quote window for Firefox. They're going to compete with Atlas and Perplexity's Comet, and they're going to have your own AI window that can watch creepily what you do, like your uncle looking over your shoulder.
I am so glad I have moved to LibreWolf instead of Firefox and WaterFox on the phone.
Okay,
instead of actually Firefox. So I don't use Firefox directly anymore. I use these forks that are much more pro-privacy.
Yeah.
And They function the exact same. You can still use Firefox Sync. I can still send tabs between machines, do all of that same stuff, but no data is being sent back to Mozilla. I'm very torn about that because I love Mozilla. I think they do a great job. I still use Thunderbird, but just some of the stuff they're doing, like, no.
Yeah. Thunderbird's been rough for a while though, man. Whew.
No. Well, it's funny you mentioned that. I just today got an email that Thunderbird Pro is coming out, and there's going to be like a paid features, and there's going to be stuff that you can add on. Thunderbird will still be free. And I use Thunderbird on my phone. So the Thunderbird email client on the phone, Android, and then on the desktop. But I'm still a huge fan. I mean, you know, I've got emails going back to the 90s, all saved locally on my hard drive.
You're a wild man. You're a wild man.
True fact. Next up, Microsoft has, God, this one's crazy. Microsoft has issued an urgent warning to Windows 11 users. The new agentic OS features that allow AI agents to operate can also open the door to malware. So why do you want this in your OS?
Yeah, this feels, I mean, like this feels like a self-solving problem right here. Like if it can open the door to malware, maybe it's a bad idea. Like, I don't know. Like if you have to issue a warning about a new feature in your product, like maybe don't release it. Like,
well, or you know what it's going to be is next week there's going to be like, oh, by the way, we have this new antivirus thing that protects you from AI injected malware.
Yeah, and
that only costs $100 a year.
Yeah, I
per machine.
I'm not a Windows user, so I wouldn't know. But
I have not upgraded to Windows 11. I am strongly thinking about switching entirely back to Linux on the desktop. So that might happen at some point. All right. We'll see.
All right. Last up in our AI set of articles here, Paul McCartney joins music industry protest against AI with a silent track. So it's like it's got like the hiss of the recording. And apparently there's like a little crash somewhere in there. So something's happening.
Shuffling around.
Some shuffling around. But it's like, it's just silence. And it's basically to say like, look, without the artists, there is no music. So we're protesting AI. And I think I like the sentiment behind it.
Yeah.
I think it's completely pointless and AI is going to, I mean, it's going to be what it is. Like there will be AI artists, both visual and audio that we like in the near future. And I still think there is still a very strong, and actors, AI actors, there's still a strong place for the real thing, but the real thing will be orders of magnitude better in some ways, right?
Yeah, but the thing that they're protesting here is being able to control the use of AI.
The training of it. That's
their stuff for training.
I forgot.
So the British government is contemplating basically allowing AI companies to just, you can use whatever you want. You don't have to get any rights or anything else like that.
That's right. I forgot.
I
agree with that.
Okay.
They can't just take anybody's stuff and train on it and then duplicate it. No, I agree with that. That's like saying like, hey, we're going to steal all of your likeness and then duplicate you. And that's a terrible idea.
And you don't get paid for it, by the way.
And you don't get paid
because you exist in the world. So we all own you as well. Right.
I mean, I will say though, like, so when we first started saying, like, I do fundamentally agree with you. At the same time, like, how different is it than an artist listening to another artist and then mimicking that artist's style? Like, is that a similar instance?
Well, yeah. I mean, if you don't credit it, then you go to court, like Vanilla Ice with that whole thing. No, but it's different. It's got the bomb. Right? That whole thing where it's like, okay, you did rip it off kind of directly. And it wasn't just inspiration, it was a direct ripoff. So I think it is like, and then they got compensated for it. So I don't think I would want anybody to just be able to use my stuff, the things that I come up with.
But they can be inspired by it. I guess that's what I'm saying is like you consume it, you're then inspired by it, and then you go create something else. Is that fundamentally different than what AI is doing, or is it just the fact that AI is doing it in mass that makes it a problem?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, but sometimes AI will regurgitate the exact same thing again, right? So it's not really being inspired. It's just storing everything.
But artists do too, though, right? Like, but artists do that by accident. They'll come up with a riff and then they'll put it out on an album and then realize, oh no, I ripped off this song. I didn't even realize. So like that even happens with real. So it's like, I guess what I'm asking is like, how philosophically, how different is it when AI does it versus when people do it? Or again, is it a scale issue? I think it's probably a scale issue more than anything else, right?
Yeah, I think you're right. I think it is a scale issue. And as you're talking, like, I'm thinking forward, like, you know, is this an argument that still exists 500 years from now? Or is it a fundamentally different landscape at that point?
Yeah.
Assuming the human race is still
I mean, I feel like that's based on current events. I think 500 years is giving us way too long. I'm worried about the next 100 years if I'm being real. But like, whatever, man. Like,
wow, at least you're giving us 100. Like, you know, like
I'm not sure about the next 4. Yeah, I mean, I don't even know like what's that. So yeah, but anyway.
Yeah, exactly. Is it me or you next?
It's your turn.
It's me. So next up, now some non-AI news for you.
Yeah.
And this was a little surprising, kind of interesting too.
Yeah.
Shop certified pre-owned Ford vehicles now on Amazon Autos. So now you can buy not just new vehicles, but used vehicles as well.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I kind of love this. I mean, not the Ford part of it, because I don't really care for Ford necessarily, but just the idea of like certified pre-owned, so it's been gone over. It's kind of like, it's in a certain level of condition that's expected.
Right.
You know that you're not haggling on the price. You're not dealing with all that other garbage. You just go in and order the thing. Like I kind of love that, honestly.
Yeah.
So,
and presumably they have the free 7-day trial kind of thing or whatever, and you can return it if you don't like it.
Yeah.
So I think that alleviates the whole like, hey, I want to do a test drive or whatnot. Like you can at your own home, and you can do it for 7 days, and if you like it, you keep it then. So
love that.
It's interesting. I think there's a changing way of dealing with cars and car buying. Which I think for consumers, and I know you've bought cars before, I've bought cars before.
Yeah.
As an experience, it sucks. And so just simplifying the whole thing would just be nice.
Yeah, it really would.
Yeah.
All right, speaking of simplifying cars, Zoox begins offering robo-taxi rides in San Francisco, facing off with Waymo. So Zoox is I think Amazon purchased one for however many billion. It's the weird looking vehicle that it's not an actual car. It's like you get in it. It's like a meeting room on wheels is how I would describe it. Like that's really what it looks like.
Yeah.
And you get it. There's no steering wheel. You have no control whatsoever. And I think it said they're offering rides for free now because they're not authorized to charge for the rides.
Yeah.
Which is actually pretty brilliant if you think about it. So
yeah.
I would take a Zoox just for the experience. It would be so weird to ride in a non-car car, So
here's the thing. Here around Atlanta, I have seen Zoox vehicles, not the ones like them, but regular cars.
Like
and
cars.
I think they're mapping out the city. So I don't think I've seen an announcement, but I think they might be coming here at some point.
Oh, man. That would be so great. I love that.
It's going to add like this whole, like already, I don't know if you've seen it in downtown and midtown. You've got those weirdo little delivery bots on the sidewalks.
Yeah.
Now you've got Waymos on the streets.
Yeah.
Now you're going to have these like weird boxy looking things.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be just wild.
Yeah.
And it's funny, like I was thinking about this too, probably it was like a year or 2 years, 3 years ago, we were talking all the time about those scooters, right? The bird scooters and the lime scooters. And then they were just littered everywhere. Like, I don't really see that many of them anymore. They've just disappeared. And I wonder if these vehicles are going to be like that too. Like we're going to see them just littered on the side, for a while, and then they're just going to all disappear because everybody's going to be like, oh, these are too much trouble.
One thing that's interesting about the scooters is I see less of the bird scooters. I see more privately owned ones, like people riding them just themselves which is fascinating to me. So I never would have thought of that. At the time,
which is interesting, right? Because so the scooters have gone from, like collectively owned to individually owned.
Yeah.
And in cars, we're going from individually owned to collectively owned.
Yeah.
Right. Mm-hmm. And I think it's because of where that price point is between these two appliances, these devices, right? Cars versus scooters. And I think about like, where is that break-off point where, things tip one way or another? And I don't know where that is.
I don't know either. Yeah.
It's super interesting. What else is super interesting is now you might be able to get closer and closer to driving across country in your EV, thanks to some Native American tribes. Driving an EV across North Dakota, thank the Standing Rock tribe. So they have now launched this whole effort to launch EV charging with solar panels to be able to charge your EVs
so
across
cool.
North Dakota. It's pretty neat. I love this.
Yeah, I did too. Yeah, and I think the guy in the article did actually a cross-country trip, and he charged only on Native American land for the whole trip, I think is what it said, which is
the whole
crazy.
Trip?
I think that's what he said. Yeah, or something to that effect. It was pretty impressive. So
yeah, I mean, this is pretty neat. And this is kind of goes against their whole, the reason why they push back against natural gas and oil drilling and being transported across their land. Like, look, you don't need it. Like there's energy that comes from the sky.
Yeah, it's just there. The energy's already there. You just got to
collect it, and then there you go. So
I love that.
I think it's a brilliant move and good for them. And hopefully they'll do more and more of that.
All right, next up, Tesla is recalling Cybertrucks again. Yep, more pieces are falling off. And in this particular case, it's the light bar that is installed after delivery to a dealership. And the light bar apparently, as is common on high-end vehicles, the light bar is installed only with glue. There's no fasteners. There's just glue holding on a light bar. Yeah, I mean, obviously it's so common. I've seen it never. And that's what's crazy. Like the whole Tesla build, like they glued on, the side panels around the doors, like the metal's just glued on. Like there's no it's just glue, and it's glue for, I mean, I don't know if you're aware, but glue doesn't last forever. It's shocking. It's just shocking is what it is. It's shocking.
Maybe they were supposed to use super glue and not just
apparently there was a problem with the primer that was used for the glue. Something was wrong, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. I still think it's insane to be gluing on anything to a vehicle like that. That's just wild to me.
Yeah. So the recall, they're going to put some kind of mechanical fastener to mount it.
Appropriately so. Yeah. Go figure.
Yeah.
All right.
Something else that's, go figure. And it is amazing. Robots in your bloodstream could deliver drugs with greater precision. This is awesome.
And kind of terrifying though, right?
But it's not really robots. So they're using magnets to deliver right now, like the molecules or whatever, these delivery mechanism. And so it makes sense. Like, I think about that all the time. Like I take an Advil and I've got a headache. I'm like, how does it know to go there? Well, it doesn't. It goes everywhere, right?
Goes everywhere.
Goes everywhere. So it's hitting the places that it doesn't even need to be.
Yeah.
And, obviously for Advil or something like that, some kind of headache medicine, it doesn't really matter that much.
Right.
But for some of these other drugs that are used for cancer and things like that, like really pinpoint delivery of these drugs could be
great.
Very, very beneficial and reduce the side effects and all the stuff that happens with some of these drugs.
Right.
And so I think it's kind of neat. So they use magnets to kind of just shift, even have the things go upstream in your blood. Like even if your blood is pumping one way, it's able to go the other way in the body. It's crazy.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
That still freaks me out a little bit.
Science is awesome.
Science is the best. And the earth is flat. Okay. Next up, ticket resale for profit to be outlawed in the United Kingdom. That's going to put some people out of business for sure.
Yes.
And thank you. Let's do that.
Can we do that here in the US?
Yes.
I would appreciate that because
tickets are
scalpers
ridiculous.
suck.
It's the worst.
It is the worst. I hate it. So basically, that's the whole story right there.
That's the whole story. That's it. Yeah. We're for it.
And of course, a lot of people are fighting against it. And those are the people that are scalpers that we don't like. So
yeah, we don't like them. Yeah.
But in the meantime, you can do some fun stuff at home. Netflix tries bringing family game night to your TV.
This looks awesome.
But I went looking for this, and I don't think you can play this on a Roku. You can't play Netflix on a Roku and play family game night. What? I think it has to be only on the smart TVs that have Netflix built in.
Really?
I think so. I was unable to find it.
What about a Roku TV? Like, how does that work?
I don't know. It becomes a black hole and you die. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is, get it in Netflix so you can play games like Tetris. I think there was like Boggle, a couple of other games in there, like pretty common games. And you can somehow you'll be able to use your cell phone as a controller.
Yeah, which is sync
amazing.
It up with a QR code.
Yeah.
And so then everybody can have their phone and then play like Pictionary.
Dude, I'm all for
on
this.
The TV.
I'm all for that. I want to try this out. I'm going to go look for this later today. This could work.
Honestly, I don't know why they didn't start with this instead of doing the mobile games and stuff. Like, just shut down the mobile games. This is so much better.
So much better.
Like, yeah, I'm actually thinking about this. Like, if I could figure out how to get it working for Thanksgiving.
Oh my gosh. So
this would be incredible, right?
So good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right. All right, next up, Meta wins landmark antitrust case over Instagram, WhatsApp acquisitions. It doesn't have to sell them. Okay.
Doesn't have to spin them off. Doesn't have to sell them.
That's good. I don't think they were being. I don't think they were being monopolistic. I think they were being smart.
Yeah.
And I think to not be published, they shouldn't be punished for being smart. So I think this is great.
Yeah. Well, there was an interesting thing in there where they did a study of a bunch of people and they paid them to not use either Facebook or Instagram, one or the other app. And then they monitored them before the study and then after the study to see what other apps they used as replacements of these things.
Right.
Because if it's a monopoly, then that means there is nothing else you use. Right? Because that's the only thing. And there were other apps that people naturally flow through, like YouTube. Like if you don't have access to Instagram, you go to YouTube, right? And so that was really kind of the last nail in the coffin on the government's case on if
lots
they're a
of options
monopoly
out
or not.
there.
So yeah, exactly.
Okay.
And finally, something else that has should have other options because this is awful and I don't like it. Your online reservations are telling restaurants all about you. So using OpenTable,
they
are collecting all of your data. And so you know what I did? I went on and requested my data on OpenTable to see what they had about me. And
I've never used OpenTable ever. So
I've never used OpenTable?
Never used it. No. So listen, man, I have 5 children. The concept of a freaking dinner reservation? Are you kidding me? I'm doing good to eat breakfast, man. Like, I don't have time for a dinner reservation. If I can't go through the drive-thru and be home, I'm not eating it. I ain't got time for that crap. So no, I'm not. No, dinner reservation. You're a fancy.
I used it for lunch reservations when I do lunch meetings and stuff like that.
Whatever, dude.
I use it
reservations.
Like I'm meeting somebody and I'm like, well, I'll do it on OpenTable because you get the points, and from the points you get the discounts. And so I'm like,
never even thought about it. So all right, what data do they have on you? What do they have?
So they have I downloaded every single, and it was actually kind of interesting because there were restaurants in there. I was like, I forgot I went to that restaurant. Maybe I should try that again. But there's also notes, like your reviews of places. Oh, I like flamed on some places that were.
Yeah, you're a reviewer, man. Like I would be scared to make you mad as a consumer.
Yeah. Well, apparently they will track people like that in OpenTable. Like make sure you treat this person well because they are much more likely to review. And things like that. So it is super, super interesting. If you've used OpenTable, click on the article. You can go and request your data. It takes a little while to get it, but they will give you an HTML and a CSV file, I think it is, or a JSON file of all of your data. And then you can also request them to delete your data as well. But note that if you do that, then you will lose your points that you have on OpenTable.
Lose all the stuff.
It is what it is.
That is what it is.
Time for the Weird and Wacky segment.
Abominable snowman.
He's not an axe murderer.
One of the TAs turned out to be a bot.
All right. So micro dramas. It's a new thing. They're booming and union actors are looking for a way in. Micro dramas are apparently dramas that are shot for like $200,000 or less. So like low budget dramas. They're vertical format on your phone. And it's like 2-minute segments of each drama, and you just keep swiping to watch the rest of the narrative, just like it's a TikTok, but it's like a continuous narrative
until you get to a paywall.
Until you hit the paywall.
Then they push you into an app that then you have to buy a subscription to see like the rest of the story.
But I gotta say, I kind of love this. Like,
have you watched any of these?
No,
I've never even heard of these before.
I never have either. I need to go. I should have gone and found one and watched it before this show. I love the concept of it, right? I love the concept of it. Sorry, a little noise upstairs there distracted me. I mean, TikTok you can sort of get lost in, and it's sort of unlimited, right?
Yeah.
At least a microdrama, you know you're going to end somewhere. There's a narrative arc. There's a story. I love the concept.
And it's just like, there's not like multiple seasons. It's like one story and then it's done and you're in.
Right. Yeah.
It's interesting.
I'm gonna go check it out. I'll let you know what I find. We'll come back to it.
I think a lot of it depends on like the quality of the writing and the acting and all those
fair
things.
point.
So yeah. Something that needs some more quality and writing because it's not good. Russia's AI robot falls seconds after being unveiled. Okay, the video of this well worth a watch because there are multiple things that have happened in this video that are like, wow, you really did not plan for it well. First of all, they're playing the music to Rocky.
Yep.
This thing does not come out like it's Rocky.
It comes out shuffling like a grandma, like it can barely walk.
Yeah.
It's like just shuffling like it can. It's so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And within seconds, the thing topples forward and does a full face plant, does not catch itself. And then the two engineers or whoever are behind it are dragging it off screen. Meanwhile, another person comes out to cover up the whole scene with a curtain, but then the curtain is all like wrapped up in itself. And that's not done right. And they're like trying to flip this thing to shield the view. But we already saw the bad part at that point. Like there's no more worse part than the thing just toppling onto its face. It's just all kinds of.
If this is in any way an indication of the quality of Russian robotic technology, I think we're good. I think we're there. I have no concern of a Russian Skynet ever.
Yeah. Also, I'm not paying $20,000 for this robot to be in my house. I'll tell you that right now.
No. That's for sure never gonna happen. Go on. Just do yourself a favor. Go to the show notes. Watch the video. Thank me later.
Tech wreck. Time to get your tech wreck.
Tech wreck. Chicky.
Tech wreck. Time to get your tech wreck.
All right, Sanjay, tech wreck time. What do you have for us this week?
So I have yet another Anchor product. I did an Anchor product last week. Here's another one for you.
Yeah, man.
And this is, there's so many use cases for this. I think it's a fantastic product. The Anchor cable, 4-foot, 2-in-1 USB-C to USB-C cable. So basically what this bad boy is, you plug it into a USB-C port on one end. You have two USB-C plugs on the other end. You can charge two devices at the same time by using this cable. And if you plug it into a data port, the first device that you plug in has data access. The second device is charge only. It doesn't matter which plug. You don't have to keep track of them.
Crazy.
Just whichever one is first, right? So I don't know about you, but a lot of times I'll be out and about. I have a charger or I have a port and I have two devices to charge, right?
Yeah.
A phone and a laptop or whatever it is.
Yeah.
And most of the time you're like, okay, which one has less power? Which one do I need more? You have to do some like mental aerobics or acrobatics.
Right.
Acrobatics, mental acrobatics to figure out which one you want to plug in first and when do you switch out to the other one. Now you don't have to do that. You can plug in both and be good to go. So it's a nice little cable. It's now got a permanent place in my backpack. And so there you go. Check it out if you've ever had that issue. And we've actually plugged it into the car as well. So that you can have the people in the front both be plugged in, but whoever's phone plugs in first, theirs is the one used for Android Auto to be used in the car. So,
and rightly so.
There you go.
Oh,
what about you, Adam? What do you have for us this week?
So I think I've talked about this several times on the show, but it's never been my tech rec somehow.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how. That seems really weird. So Lovable. Lovable is a vibe coding tool where you can, build an app on the fly or whatever. And what I've used it for specifically several times is standing up like a one-page marketing website for something. And so you just kind of describe the page that you want and what kind of look you want, and it builds it pretty quickly. And then you can deploy that to GitHub for free very quickly. And then you can go from GitHub into Versal for free very quickly. And you can literally within, 5 minutes, maybe 10 minutes, go from a concept to a full website with domain name.
Wow.
Going through that process. I mean, it's wild how effective and easy it is. Like I had a friend that was starting up a consulting business and he's like, hey, I need a one-page website just, to have to show that I'm legit. And I was like, great, send me your content. And literally within 10 minutes, I had the site up for him. It's like, here, and I said, I'm like, here you go. And he's just like, what just happened? It's pretty amazing. So yeah, Lovable's pretty great for that. Yeah.
It sounds like you love it.
I love lovable. That's it. So that's all I got. All right, Sanjay, how can our listeners find and connect with you?
They can find me at sanjaypark.com. What about you, Adam?
You can find me on my website, adamjwalker.com, which is not built by Lovable because that's way too complex and I ain't got time for that. So that's where they can find me. Yeah. It's hard not to sing with it, right?
I know, right?
It's like, yeah, you just want to. I mean, the dancing part's bad enough. We're gonna embarrass ourselves, but the singing, that's where it's at.